An interesting feature of the ocean is its layered structure. Let's talk about each of the three main layers one by one. The first layer is called the surface layer. The surface layer is the top 100 to 200 meters of the ocean. The sun heats the seawater in this upper layer. Therefore, the surface layer is sometimes called the sunlit zone. Its warmth and light permeate the surface layer, making it an ideal place for many forms of life. Most of the ocean's fish and other marine life are near the surface layer, where they can find a lot of algae and other plants to eat. Beneath the first 200 meters or so of the ocean, the surface layer ends and the middle layer begins. The middle ocean layer goes down to about 1,000 meters in depth. The biggest difference between the surface layer and the middle layer is the temperature of the water. As I just said, the surface layer is relatively warm, with an average temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. By contrast, in the middle layer, the temperature drops very quickly. With every meter you go down, the temperature becomes colder and colder. By 1,000 meters, the average temperature of the ocean water is only 4 degrees Celsius. Sunlight becomes much weaker below the sunlit zone, so no plants can grow in the middle layer. Consequently, most of the animals living in this layer have to swim up to the surface layer to find food. Below the middle layer of the ocean, there is the bottom layer, which is all the cold, dense water below 1,000 meters in depth. As you can imagine, there is no sunlight here at all, so the water is pitch black. As a result, this layer is sometimes called the midnight zone. It has very cold, almost freezing temperatures. The animals that live here have to adapt to be able to live in this cold and dark environment. For example, many fish in the midnight zone do not have eyes. Some animals here make and give off their own light. Much of the ocean's bottom layer hasn't been studied yet, so scientists still don't know a lot about this deep environment. So let's just review very quickly what we talked about today. We have four main oceans: the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. All of the oceans are connected, and as a result, we can describe them as one world ocean. The oceans are deep and have a layered structure. There's a surface layer, a middle layer, and a bottom layer. There's much more to say about the ocean. It's the last unexplored region on Earth.